Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about one of the biggest myths in the health and wellness world, that eating rice will keep you skinny. It's a topic that's been widely debated and discussed, and I know many of you have strong opinions on the matter. But before we dive into the reasons why this myth is just that, a myth, let's take a step back and examine the origins of this idea. You may have heard that eating rice will help you lose weight because it's a low-calorie food, but unfortunately, that's just not true. This idea probably stems from the fact that rice is a staple food in many cultures, and it's often seen as a healthy and filling option. But the truth is, just because a food is low in calories doesn't necessarily mean it's good for weight loss. In fact, there are many factors that come into play when it comes to weight loss, and simply eating rice won't be enough to help you achieve your goals. So why has this myth persisted for so long? Well, there are a few reasons. For one, rice is a staple food in many cultures, and it's often seen as a healthy and filling option. Additionally, there are many fad diets that promote the consumption of rice as a way to lose weight. But the truth is, these diets are often lacking in essential nutrients and can be harmful to your health in the long run. So let's put this myth to rest once and for all and take a closer look at the reasons why eating rice will not keep you skinny. Stay tuned for the rest of the video. Reason number 1. Rice is high in carbohydrates. Although it's true that rice is a low-calorie food, it's also high in carbohydrates, which can quickly turn into sugar in your body and cause weight gain. This is because when we eat foods that are high in carbohydrates, our bodies break them down into sugar, which then enters the bloodstream and raises our blood sugar levels. When our blood sugar levels rise, our pancreas releases insulin, which helps to regulate our blood sugar levels. But when we eat too many high carbohydrate foods like rice, our bodies release too much insulin, which can lead to insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is when our cells become less sensitive to insulin, which means that our bodies have to produce even more insulin to regulate our blood sugar levels. And when our bodies produce too much insulin, it can cause weight gain, especially around the midsection. This is because insulin encourages our bodies to store fat, especially in the abdominal area. Additionally, when our insulin levels are high, it makes it harder for us to burn fat, which can lead to weight gain over time. So, while rice may be a low-calorie food, it's important to be mindful of the amount of carbohydrates we're consuming, especially if we're trying to lose weight or maintain a healthy weight. Reason number 2. Rice is low in fiber, and that's a big problem. Fiber is an essential nutrient that helps us control our weight, maintain a healthy digestion, and keep our energy levels up. You see, fiber helps us feel full and satisfied after a meal, so we're less likely to overeat. But rice is notoriously low in fiber, which means you might not feel as full and satisfied after eating it. And when you don't feel full, you're more likely to reach for a snack or indulge in another meal, and that's how the weight starts to creep on. So, if you want to keep your weight in check and feel your best, it's important to make sure you're getting enough fiber in your diet. And if rice just doesn't cut it, consider adding some high-fiber foods to your plate, like fruits, veggies, or whole grains. Reason number 3. Rice is often prepared with unhealthy ingredients. Now, this is where things get a little tricky. Rice is a staple food in many cultures, and it's a staple in a lot of our diets. But how we prepare it can make all the difference. You see, when we cook rice, we often add ingredients like butter, oil, or salt to make it taste better. But these ingredients can quickly add up and contribute to weight gain. Let's take a closer look. Butter and oil are high in calories and fat, and they can quickly add up, especially if you're using a lot of it. 1 tablespoon of butter, for example, contains 100 calories and 11 grams of fat. That's a lot of calories for such a small amount of food. And if you're using oil, it's important to remember that a little goes a long way. 1 tablespoon of oil contains 120 calories and 14 grams of fat. So, if you're using a lot of oil or butter when you cook your rice, you're adding a lot of calories to your diet without even realizing it. Reason number 4. Rice can cause insulin spikes. Rice has a high glycemic index, which means it can cause insulin spikes in your body. And when insulin spikes, it can quickly turn into sugar and cause weight gain. Not only that, but it can also lead to other health problems like type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and even certain cancers. Imagine your insulin levels like being a roller coaster, with rice being the main driver. Every time you eat rice, your insulin levels go up, 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 and then come crashing down. This roller coaster ride can lead to cravings, fatigue, and even mood swings. Not exactly a recipe for a healthy and happy life, right? But it's not all bad news. There are ways to enjoy rice without causing insulin spikes. For example, you can pair it with protein and healthy fats, like grilled chicken and avocado, to slow down the release of glucose into your bloodstream. Or you can choose a lower glycemic index variety of rice, like brown or black rice, which have a slower and more gradual effect on your insulin levels. Reason number 5. Rice is a processed food. Rice is often processed and stripped of its natural nutrients, making it less nutritious and more likely to contribute to weight gain. You see, when rice is processed, it goes through a series of steps to remove the outer layers, such as husk and bran, which contain a lot of fiber, vitamins, and minerals. This process makes the rice white, soft, and fluffy, but it also reduces its nutritional value. And let's be honest, who doesn't love a big bowl of soft, fluffy rice with their favorite dish? But the problem is, the more processed a food is, the less nutritious it becomes, and the more likely it is to contribute to weight gain. So if you're trying to stay healthy and maintain a healthy weight, it's important to be mindful of the type of rice you're eating. Consider switching to brown rice, which is less processed and contains more fiber and nutrients. Or even better, try some alternative grains like quinoa, bulgur, or millet. They are packed with fiber, protein, and vitamins, and they'll keep you feeling full and satisfied for hours. Reason number 6. Rice is not filling. It's a common misconception that eating rice will fill you up and keep you feeling full for hours, but in reality, it's just not that simple. Rice is low in both protein and healthy fats, which are essential nutrients for feeling full and satisfied. Protein helps slow down digestion, which keeps you feeling full for longer, and healthy fats help regulate your appetite. When you don't have enough of these nutrients in your diet, you're more likely to feel hungry again soon after eating, and you'll be more likely to overeat and gain weight. So, what can you do to make rice a more filling and nutritious meal? One option is to pair it with a source of protein, like chicken or tofu, or a healthy fat, like avocado or nuts. Another option is to mix in some veggies like broccoli or carrots to add more fiber to your meal. These simple tweaks can help you feel more satisfied and prevent overeating. But if you're looking for a filling and nutritious meal, there are plenty of other options to choose from, like quinoa, bulgur, or even sweet potatoes. So don't be afraid to switch things up and try something new. And last but not least, reason number 7. Rice is often consumed in large portions. Let's face it, who doesn't love a big, steaming bowl of rice on their plate? But the problem is, we often serve ourselves more than we need, and that's where the trouble starts. Rice is a low-calorie food, so it's easy to think that we can eat as much of it as we want without any consequences. But here's the thing, those calories can quickly add up, and before you know it, you've consumed more than you bargained for. Another issue with large portions is that rice is often served alongside other high-calorie foods, like fried chicken or beef stir-fry. This can lead to overconsumption and weight gain, especially if you're not mindful of portion sizes. So there you have it, folks. Reasons why eating rice will not keep you skinny. Of course, this doesn't mean you have to give up rice altogether, but it's important to be mindful of how much you're eating and how it's prepared. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. And if you have any other health and wellness topics you'd like me to cover, let me know in the comments below. Until next time, take care and stay healthy.